Welcome to the episode of Jay Leno's Garage. It's kind of a special edition because we're at Brown's Classic Auto in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we're showing you the brand new Corvette Stingray. They brought back the Stingray name. This is the C7. I think probably the most dramatic change in Corvette since, since they went from the mid-60s, Mako Shark, the C6. Those were evolutionary. This is pretty revolutionary, I think. Really exciting car. Let's bring in the designer, the man responsible, Ed Welburn. Ed, how are you? Another
Hey,
Ed
Jay,
baby.
yeah.
God, you got a lot of kids. You got the CTSV.
Yep,
You
yep.
got this. I think it's just a beautiful car. Talk me through it. Tell me what we have here.
Well, the whole idea was to do, it's kind of like taking a world-class athlete back to the gym and getting it fit.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Muscle tension and all that, you know, take a lot of mass out, get it much more agile design. So it's got a lot of muscle tension, stretch lines throughout the car. Aero was a big deal with the design, which is very interesting. All of these air exits and air entry areas of the car are functional.
Right.
Air flow through the car, up through the hood, exiting from the fender as well. There's the intake in the rear that goes into the transcooler and then an exit through the rear. So the flow of air over, around, and through the car is pretty amazing.
And the thing I find really exciting is any little picture you take of this car, any section of it, I would think you would guess European, $200,000, $300,000. You'd be thinking Ferrari, Lamborghini in that category. It's a very European car. You know, this Corvettes look American. This looks like a hybrid American technology with some very kind of European sexy styling. This car would be right at home, I think, on the Autobahn or in Italy.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I think it'd be great fun. And of course, being a Corvette, it's the best value for the money sports car. To get this kind of styling, this kind of power, and this kind of looks in this price range is pretty amazing.
Well, Jay, you really captured it all. It's building on the great history of Corvette.
Yeah.
It's obviously a Corvette, more European inspired because we wanted to go after a younger market. Gran Turismo is already in there already.
Yeah.
And young people are connecting with it in a big way already.
New dashboard, a lot of new technology. Tell us some of the changes.
Dashboard. Well, the whole interior is new.
Interior.
Totally.
I'm sorry, you don't say dashboard anymore.
Well,
sorry, I'm showing my age.
Some of your
Dashboard.
steam-powered vehicles,
Yeah.
maybe, but
I'm a
at any rate,
dashboard.
everything is new in the interior. From the frame of the seat all the way up, because you know the seats, there's room for improvement there.
Right.
They were kind of rough, so we started from scratch with new seats. There are two versions of the seat, the regular sports seat, and there's a competition seat. Whole interior is new with high-end materials, the leathers, and this is a much nicer leather. It's got better hand to it.
Stitching, very
you can
nice.
tell, and you'll drive it, and you'll
Let's
see.
talk about the outside before you get into the inside a little more.
Okay.
New wheels, obviously. Boy, that looks like a really lightweight wheel, I imagine.
It is. Everything on this car is super lightweight. You know, it is from the aluminum chassis all the way through the whole vehicle.
This is the standard Stingray, 450 horsepower?
450 horsepower, 450 foot-pounds of torque.
I mean, the fascinating thing is now the standard base Corvette now has the power that the old Z06 used to have. Right, so the whole thing has been moved up.
And you just can't call a car like this the base Corvette.
Well, all right.
And that's why we gave it the name Stingray.
I'm so glad you brought back the Stingray name.
Yeah.
Because it's just a classic name. Well, let's walk around a little bit more.
There have been a lot of great Corvettes, but this car felt like a Stingray. I think it's because of all the tension in the body shape.
I like this area here.
Yeah.
And the nice thing I like about Corvette is you have normal ground clearance. You know, there are so many European cars that are so low, you literally can't pull up the driveway ramps or gas stations. A Corvette is meant to be a driver's car, so you can go anywhere with it.
It can be a great daily driver.
Wheelbase the same?
Wheelbase is the same.
Okay.
Overall length is about the same, but it's really just feels a lot lighter.
Yeah, it feels tighter.
Yeah. Well, that's what I meant about it. Going back to the gym. Great hatch.
Right.
You know, the opening is generous, good storage throughout.
Yeah, that's the key to Corvette also. You can actually go places with it.
Yeah.
You can put luggage in here. It probably has more luggage space than any sports car I can think of.
Yeah.
You've got, this is standard too,
Yes.
the wing here.
Yeah. And then you've got the air exits here,
Oh, gotcha.
and here coming from the coolers.
So we're away from the 4 taillights, the 4 round taillights.
Well, still have 4 lamps,
right.
but you know, and it's been controversial with some people, but that's okay. I thought it's time for change.
You know something? Everything's controversial. When they went away to,
yeah.
the headlights don't disappear anymore. Boo hiss.
I know.
You know, you've got to move
It's like
on.
rivers are going to reverse course or something.
And nothing sexier than these tailpipes. Look at the 4 tailpipes there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
A lot of subtleties in the body surface throughout. Little, I mean,
Can you open this hatch for us?
Sculptors did a great job.
Yeah.
On this body shape.
Let's open it up and see what we got here. I love the grab rail in there. That's very European. Oh, okay, go. Okay. Yeah. Well, you got all kinds of room. Look at that. Now, you see, married guys, you can make a case for a sensible car that you can go on a trip with. This will help you with this. Look, honey, look at all the groceries. Look how much you can carry in this car. And once again, unlike a lot of sports car manufacturers, Corvette still has a manual gearbox and an automatic gearbox.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of these European guys that are just done away with a manual gearbox altogether.
Yeah.
You know, to me, this makes it a real
This is the
driver's car.
real deal.
Can we open the hood? Let's see what it looks like under there. Boy, that hood's really light. Whenever I talk to guys with, you know, the 4-cam and all this kind of stuff, but when you have an engine like this, there's a lot of technology that goes into this V8. Your cam is low in the block, which keeps your center of gravity low. You know, a lot of cars where you've got a 4-cam and you're up and your weight is up high.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
this is an extremely competent engine that makes a lot of power. People think, oh, it's an old 2-valve V8. But no, it's not. This bears almost no resemblance to the old V8. It's been so refined and sophisticated over the years. It's
In 0 to 60 under 4 seconds.
under 4 seconds. That's that's pretty. You know, I grew up in the era when under 7 seconds was amazing.
Yeah.
So under 4
Yeah,
seconds
yeah.
is unbelievable. 6-speed gearbox, obviously. Look at the styling, the way the red and the black here. Is it a dash? And the interior, excuse me. I love the way that interacts right here, the way it comes down here.
Yeah. And then the challenge is to make that line that sweeps across
Right.
look good from all views. When you get in the car and look at that same line, it's got to look great
Right.
from that view as well.
So no matter what color you get, if you got yellow, that would be yellow the same way.
Be
pretty
yellow,
much, yeah.
or it may be, you know, just black on black is
Right.
cool. There's more of a caramel interior
Right,
accent, which looks great. The gray one is in Detroit at Detroit show.
Yeah.
And it has a whole different persona about it because of the color scheme.
I've been reading and hearing all about this. I'm not going to say dashboard again. The new
The gauge cluster.
The gauge
Yeah.
clusters. The
Yeah.
gauge cluster.
Yeah.
Can you show me how that works?
Yeah. Sounds good too. So
Okay.
you've got reconfigurable gauges in the center, and then you've got your other, you know, more analog gauges outboard. Nav screen, of course.
Right.
There's hidden storage behind the nav screen. You can plug in all your devices.
So you can move your tack over here if you want.
You
to
can-
put your speedometer in the middle if you want.
If you're racing it,
Yeah.
you'll want the speedometer to be low priority and
Right.
tack to be the high priority.
Gotcha.
So, you know, the whole proportions change. Some prefer a Formula One kind of sweeping gauge
Right.
as opposed to traditional gauges. It'll switch to that mode as well.
And I assume you have a heads-up display as well.
Yes, yes.
But this is nice. You can put it any way you want. Easy to read. And of course, like all Corvettes, everything's adjustable.
Yeah.
Boy, really world-class interior. This is this is really nice. You know, Corvette has always been the best value for the money package. And you know something? My ZR1, I love that thing. I've rarely driven anything that's faster than
Yeah.
that. And price-wise, handling-wise, practicability-wise, it's just an amazing automobile. Very cool. And you have obviously your nav screen here. That's new for Corvette.
Yeah,
That's the
new.
first time they've had that.
And somewhere you can see the switch there for it to open up and for your
Right.
storage.
And you know, the great thing about these Corvettes, a big engine, working slowly will get you better mileage than a little engine working hard. And my ZR1, there's no gas guzzler tax on it when I got it. I go down, when I'm in the freeway in high gear, in 6th gear, I'm turning maybe 1,800 RPM, and I'm getting well into the 20s miles per gallon. So you actually get very good mileage with it. I mean, it's hard to sell a Corvette as an economy car, but unlike the old days when these kind of cars would get 8 to 12 miles per gallon, you're well over 20 with these. It's pretty amazing. It's the new GM. It's time to take this for a ride. I really can't go too far with it because Ed's right here.
That's right.
And there's no plates or anything on it, but I'm just going to start it up and pull it out and be the first guy outside GM to even start the thing or drive it. So this is quite an honor. So let's see what's... I'm going to try and ditch Ed. Oh, he's getting in. Oh.
Okay, Jay, I'm back.
Oh, he's back. We're going to do a real road test on this someday, but right now I'm just going to go around the block.